What's up, guys? My name is Mario.
My name is Pao.
Welcome back to another Vive con Huevos podcast. Hey. And guys, today we have a very special guest. Did I say she was very special?
I think so.
Like very,
I think you
very.
need to say it again.
Very.
Like you're nervous. I'm nervous. Type of very special.
Hell, we almost postponed this while she was here.
Like it's too much. It's too much.
This is too much for me right now.
We need to take a yell break real quick.
But guys, she wears many hats. Many hats. She has an amazing fan base.
She does.
It's beautiful to see. An amazing husband. A great team that's over here.
Supportive as fuck.
Supportive as hell. She's a little nervous. This is her first podcast. I keep going. Am I making you more nervous?
No, you're gonna be crying. The tension.
And this is honestly, before I even introduce you, I just really want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for trusting us.
Oh my God.
Because this is huge.
Yeah, we're extremely grateful.
Super grateful that you're even here. Honestly, if you would have told me a year ago, like, hey, you're going to interview this person, I'd be like, nah, wait, no way in hell. It's like little old me and little old comadre Pao and poor Jesus got COVID, but he's not here.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. His AI Jesus is here. Yeah. But guys, with us today, we have Michelle Orosquieta in the building. Little round of applause. Oh shit, I just fucking taste my...
Oh my God.
It's okay. My taste a little...
Teary-eyed over here. Oh my God.
And then you answered my DM. First of all, can we
that was
talk
like,
about that?
Yes, because that's a funny story.
I think that was like Mario's best day ever.
Let me get your point of view, and then should I say mine first? Or
no,
you first?
Say yours.
Yours first. Yours
Mine
first. Yeah, yours first.
Okay. It might break your heart a little bit, but
It's okay. We're here for the heartbreaks and all.
okay.
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm super shy, okay? Let's start off with that. Okay, no offense to you. That's why.
No, not at all.
That's why I'm starting off with that. But when I read that DM, I was like, should I just pretend I didn't see this?
On red.
Should
delete.
I just put it in the bag? Like, I didn't see this. I'm sorry. I get so many DMs with my 11,000
Your
followers.
request never came in.
Yeah.
I swear, not because, no offense to anybody, but because I was so nervous. The thought of me being in a podcast, I couldn't wrap my head around that. So I was like, I read that and I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, wait, really? Like, there were so many thoughts in my head, but I read that and I went to my husband and he kind of supported me in that. And I was like, okay. Took a deep breath, and that's when I responded to you. So,
well, you see,
now we're here.
Yeah, this is why we're here. The universe has a weird way of putting people together. I'm a huge believer in manifesting things, and this is the spiritual world in general has a weird way of connecting you with people. Honestly, I'm gonna be straight up. I didn't think you were gonna answer.
Yeah,
really?
I didn't think we were like, we're gonna shoot our shot.
I'm just gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna send Michelle a message, and I'll be like, it is what it is. It's happened to us before, where we shoot our shot with people. People who have bigger platforms, it tends to go into the request. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So it is what it is. I will never forget the day that I read your message. Yeah. I will never. It is marked on me like a tattoo.
Truthfully, I think Mario and I are gonna have kids, and he's gonna be like, the day Michelle answered my text or my DM is still better than my kid being born.
Yo, fuck them kids. No, honestly, so that day we were on our way to go buy the
Damn, remembers it all.
Yeah, we're padrinos for one of our friends for the, I was gonna say arepas. Not arepas, not food.
Well, Raul, which was our other co-host. Yeah.
Yeah, his brother was getting married or got married, and we were the padrinos for the
Oh, I thought you were talking about the baby. We were padrinos de arras.
Los padrinos de arras. So we were going down to this place in Chula Vista, near where we live. And usually when I'm driving, I have my phone on the drive mode, so I don't see any of the notifications popping up. It's because
I was like,
I don't know. That's kind of sus.
We're just so
That's kind of sus. Red flag. Red flag.
Maybe you should have.
We need to talk about this off
podcast
camera.
is over.
This is over.
Guys, thank you so much for coming today. I'm done. So we're driving there, right? And I pull up to the little spot and I park.
That's true.
And I see your name. And the only thing I say was like, no mames.
And then I was like, wait, what? And he's like, no mames.
No
And he's
mames.
like, not telling me. And I was like, okay, like what just happened?
And I was like, okay, so I didn't tell you this, but I sent Michelle a message like a few days ago. And I was like hoping that she would see it. And usually I don't tell Paulina or I don't tell Jesus or Ruli, like the bigger guests that we have. Because there's something about the energies or there's just something about like me putting it out into the world.
Oh my God, yes.
That I feel like it's not going to happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let me keep it internally. And if it happens, a huevo, a toda madre. But if it doesn't, then I don't disappoint the people around me or I don't feel as disappointed, right? So I opened your message and I was like, no mames, this happened. And she's like, what? I was like, no mames. For like 5 minutes, I'm just sitting there in the parking lot. I'm just like, no mames, no mames, no mames.
You're like, we got to get off the car, bro. Like, I got to go back to work.
So I tell her and I was like, honestly, like I just felt so grateful. I mean, we've had amazing people on this platform. Amazing people. We've had such great opportunities. But the moment you answered, it was just such a surreal moment. Because first of all, I shot that shot and I was like, ain't no way in hell this is going to go to her. Man. Yeah. And then you answered and then you told me that like, you know what? I need to step out of my shell. I need to get out of my comfort zone, which is something that like I really want to kind of give light to when it comes to Vive con Huevos.
Yeah.
That, I mean, Vive con Huevos has a lot of meanings. Anyone can interpret it their own special way. And is when you sent me that message, like I need to really step out of my shell and do this for myself and come out of my comfort zone. I was like, yes.
Those are the moments we truly push for, you know?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then I mentioned to you, I was like, you know, your husband, like he does all this stuff. It's like 5 more hours. Me caes muy bien. Like it's dedicated to you.
That's been like on repeat.
Yeah. But the brand itself, like I do the same thing for Paulina. I was like, Paulina has been there for like, obviously since day one. And I do like special things for her, like her angel number. I don't know if you believe in angel numbers, but her angel number is 24. And I try to incorporate that in the brand. So you'll see a lot of that, like kind of like shadowed into like different stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, the 24, literally right there. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I try to incorporate that, and that was one of the messages that I think that I told you. I was like, I just felt like this special connection from like pareja to pareja. Yeah. I was like, I just had to have you on. And then it happened, and I was like, no shit. Now I gotta prepare.
You didn't know how to act.
I didn't know how to act. Yeah. But honestly, sorry, that was a really long tangent.
To say, we're extremely grateful that you're here, and we're just extremely grateful. You know, I think when Mario opened the message, it truly just reminded me that we're just all human. You know, we're just all people like trying to get by and trying to just like truly make the best of our lives. And I think that when he told me, he was like, oh, you know, like she feels like she's shy and like doesn't know, like she wants to get out of her shell. And I was like, this is the perfect place, because when we first started the podcast, I wasn't huge on like being in front of the camera or on front of the microphone. I was like, what are people gonna say? People are gonna think, like, what if I say the wrong things? And then that lives on the internet forever, you know, like very in my head about it. And the more we started to do it, the more I just like grew this love for it. And I was like, she's gonna love it, because that's exactly how I felt at the beginning. So I was like, I think we're, you know, really gonna give her this space. And the goal is always to give our guests the space to just feel comfortable and like feel like they're, you know, kind of breaking out of their shell and just getting this new experience out of it. So if I took anything from it, it's just like, we're all human and we're all just living our lives, trying to make it day by day, you know?
Exactly. So, and I just want to say, honestly, thank you for the way you responded, because I feel like the way you responded to that message that I sent you, how shy I was, and I was like, oh, let me have some time to think about it. Like, I'm going to see when we have time. And you like totally understood, you know, you like, and I just thank you, because I just never expected that DM, and it means a lot that you had the patience with me, because I know I'm not the best at responding to DMs, but it's not like, I think at times I like want to just like not think about it, because I'm like, oh my God, like it makes me nervous, right? Like I knew this podcast was coming up, and I'm like, it makes me nervous. So I'm like, oh my God, I'll respond. Like I'll read them, like I'll respond right now. And then next thing you know, I'll be responding like
takes 2 to 3 business days, because that's what I do too.
I'm so sorry about that. So thank you for just how you guys have been. Like, you guys have been amazing. Like, so patient with me and so understanding, and words can't express how thankful I am.
Yeah, no, and we completely understand it. Thank you for that. We completely understand because, like, I mean, you live a hectic life. Yeah. Like, you guys are on the road.
That's true.
For freaking ever. So it's like,
I'll take that.
I mean, imagine me pongo en plan de que no, you need to be here like this day, this hour. You know, it's like, yeah,
take it or leave
that's
it.
exactly the message I was gonna get. It's like, nah, bro, never mind. I'm gonna go to another podcast.
This day or never mind.
But it's funny. A few days ago, this past week when we were trying to get the timeline down, I was like, did she answer yet? And I was like, no, she takes about like 2 to 3 business days to answer.
And then I was like, did we just become best friends? Because I'm the same way.
Really?
Even with like my friends, I'm like, I gotta think
Yes.
about that. Like, you want to hang out on Saturday? Hold on.
She's
I
the
know.
same.
I'll wait till that morning to even like no.
She's the same
and
way
even
with
then,
me.
don't even-
She's the same way with me. Sometimes I'm like, hey babe, you want to go get like carne asada fries? Like something super simple, and it's in the morning. I have to wait until like 5
Well,
p.m.
I don't
Like,
know
sí,
if
tengo
I want
hambre.
carne asada fries at 11 in the morning.
Oh my god, that's
At the moment, all I'm thinking about is my coffee. Like,
coffee.
yes.
Girl.
Yeah, you see?
We're
we just
definitely on some
become
weird
besties?
timeline. Some Dr.
Did we
Strange
just
things,
become
yeah.
best friends?
But for the people that don't know Michelle,
Yes. You know, everybody's like,
yeah, it's like
I'm sure everybody knows who Michelle
I mean,
is.
yeah,
you know, but
they already clicked on your tag.
Yeah.
They already know.
we gotta give her space.
We do. I do. And that was one of the biggest things. It's like, you know, I heard a lot of different podcasts, and I was like, I know nothing about Michelle.
I know.
I literally know nothing about
I have
Michelle.
to go deep, girl.
Yo.
Like
Yeah.
deep.
Usually we do our due diligence with our guests, and I was like going to Twitter, Google.
X, please.
You have a great lawyer. Let me tell you, whoever your lawyer is, like, let me get it.
It's my shyness.
Removed
Shout out,
everywhere. Did you even go to high school? Are you real?
Private life.
I know you went to college, but like I
And our
can't figure out
guest-
what college.
And our guest ChatGPT over here.
You have to dig deep, okay? It's a full-time
did.
job.
We dug.
But for people who don't know, do you want to give like a little brief introduction? What do you do? What do you? I mean, I don't want to box you into what do you do. Like, just give a brief introduction to like
Who
Michelle.
you are.
You can say I'm a
Yeah.
puppy lover for all I care.
Oh my god. Yes.
she
Okay.
is.
I am.
After today, she wants a Frenchie.
Yeah. Low-key, I said that. Oh my god. No, but so I am from a small town. From a very Mexican family. My parents were very traditional Mexican. I have 5 siblings, so it's a big family, very close family. Now I am living in LA with my husband, who's a little bit well known, if you will. But yeah, I don't know what I do right now. I do special effects for my husband, who's a world, wide DJ. I am a housewife, a dog mom, also a stepmom, and yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely a hard question to ask.
It's definitely a hard
every
question. I'm like
time-
trying to think
no,
of everything I do. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's hard. Honestly, whenever I ask the guests, like describe yourself a little. Even me, like when I go into
Yeah.
different podcasts or like people ask me, it's like it's a very hard question to like wrap your head around because, like I said, like I don't want to box you in. And we've had this conversation before with other podcast guests. Like I really just like condenses you, right?
Yes, yeah.
So that's what I don't like to do. But some people don't know who you are, or maybe they do, and they just.
She's a woman of a lot of hats.
lot
That's
of-
what it is.
Yeah.
a lot
I mean,
of
at the
hats.
end of the day, you might know me because I am Dioro's wife.
Hey.
But you are much
But you're
more
much
than
more
that.
than that.
You are much more than that. You do a lot of things. I mean, we'll get into it. We'll
Yeah.
definitely get into it. But I mean, I think all in all, our goal for the podcast was just giving you the little bit of light of who you are in reality. Like I said, it's like we dug.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the things that you do is behind the scenes,
Yeah.
you know, and like we love to dig into just like the behind the scenes because a lot of 9 out of 10 times, like the behind the scenes is what makes everything work and function.
Oh, yeah.
So like, yeah, you said it, but also like you do the special effects and like nobody would ever imagine that like it's just you behind there doing all of those special effects.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I personally think that's super admirable. And I'm really excited to just kind of like dig into it and get to know a little bit more about you and your family and like where you've come from. And just like, I think one of my biggest questions was just like, Michelle, I don't know, 20 years ago, probably didn't think that this is what you were going to be doing, you know? So like, what did Michelle 20, 15 years ago think she was going to be doing now? And like, in comparison to what you're doing, like, what does that look like?
My God, completely different. Black and white. So like I said, like earlier, well, right now, that I come from a very traditional Mexican family. All of my sisters went straight from high school to a CSU. So that's what I did. I went straight from high school to a CSU Stanislaus to be exact.
Okay. Now we know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a smaller town, but it's so special to me.
Yeah.
I had the best memories there. But I honestly, I just wanted to make my parents proud.
Yeah.
You know, like I always was that girl that did good in school because I wanted to make my parents proud. My dad in particular, I don't know why, but I just wanted to make them proud. So I did good in school. I went straight to a CSU. And honestly, I wasn't that girl. Like, you know, there's people that just kind of know what they want to do, or they just know like, oh, I for sure want to be this. I was never that person. I love animals. So growing up, I would say I want to be a veterinarian.
Yeah. That's funny. I said that too.
I think I did too. I still say that.
Yeah. I still think I want to do like, maybe, you know?
Well, I sent you that DM the other day. It was like, when I grow up, I want to be this good.
Yeah, like, but I wanted to be that. And then I also like thought I wanted to be a teacher. So when I first got into college, I majored in liberal studies, which is to be a teacher. But then I switched it to sociology because, I don't know, I just thought like maybe teaching isn't for me. So, but anyways, I ended up majoring in sociology, and that's where I graduated from. And yeah. What was the question?
Just like, you know, in comparison to like what you thought you were going to be doing and what you're actually doing.
I graduated there, and now like I thought I was going to be like a what do you call it? Social worker, or actually what I really wanted to do was a school counselor. Okay. So I was like, for sure, I'm going to have to get my master's. So that was my plan.
Because I look at you and I could totally see that. Like,
okay, see, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I switched from liberal studies to sociology, because a lot of my friends, like, I was always the one giving advice. Yeah. Like, I was never in the relationship, but I would always give advice.
I think we found your partner for comadreando.
I know, seriously. You're going to have to come back to San Diego twice a month.
I'm down.
Just bring your dogs.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would love that. But yeah, so I would get that a lot. Like, oh, you'd be a good counselor or whatever. And so I majored in that. And that's what I thought I was going to do. But then obviously life kind of happened. And now I'm doing something completely different, which, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change anything about it. I wouldn't change anything about anything, you know? Like, it's the way life is. And I have that, that background, like my sociology degree and minor in psychology. So, but now what I'm doing is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Do you think,
I don't know if you can cuss on here.
Oh,
yeah, you can.
Do you think like the degree helps you? Because I mean, for what you're doing now, you really have to like know how to read the room.
Yeah.
So do you think that like really translates into what you're doing now?
Yes, I think it does. I feel like it's been a lot of years since I've done school, but I definitely feel like I need I understand how other people, like, you need to understand their feelings as well, right? Like, it's not just all about you, and it's just, I can go on and on about that, but I definitely feel like my background has helped me stay strong in everything that I've been through right now, from what I've learned. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said it. Like, I think I went to, like, I graduated from university too. And like, I think my mom's biggest thing was always, it's not so much what you graduate in, it's the experience that you get out of it, you know? And like, I can genuinely say that going to university really gave me this sense for understanding for other people. And just like you just said, like understanding like their energy and just like the reading the room and being able to like network and just like meet people. And it wasn't so much what I studied. Like, yeah, I did keep going and I did get a job in what I studied, but it was more of the experience. And like, yeah, can we go without doing it? Of course, like there's so many successful people that didn't do it.
Yeah.
But like for me, it did really help in that aspect, you know? So I can see how it could really help like where you're at right now.
You said you were like kind of like introverted. Or were you always like that? Like
Always.
Like,
Yeah, always. I feel like what I do now has really pushed me to not be so introverted.
yeah.
You know, like yeah, I've always been really shy and stuff. And I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like being a counselor would have pushed me out of that shell as well, right? But yeah, I'm around so many people, and I'm so introverted that I have to just talk to them. I have to just I don't know.
It gets exhausting.
It's
though.
exhausting.
Yeah.
And people always
Energy
think there's
draining.
something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I swear.
Okay, so I saw a TikTok the other day, and I sent it to Paulina because Paulina has. It's funny. So the TikTok is like when you had to remind your wife that she has subtitles, like her face has subtitles.
Your face
and it's like the guy like bumping her is like, hey, can you smile real quick? Because she's like that. Yeah, she's definitely
my
like that.
My face
yeah.
will say it all. I could be saying the complete opposite, and my face is like, bitch, you're tired. Like you're done. You know,
social battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my social battery runs out quick. Like.
Okay, so that's really interesting. I would love to know how you manage your social battery with like everything that you do. Because I assume that you guys are like constant events and constant like after parties and just like a bunch of things, you know, like, yeah, you're behind the scenes during the actual show, but like after the fact, like I'm sure there's a lot of like just networking and communication, you know, like how do you balance getting that social battery like up to par with what it needs to be?
How do I balance it? I don't do anything during the week.
Okay.
During the week.
Just measuring up. It's like that Monsters Inc. tank.
During the week, I literally love to just get back into my routine. I'm such a routine girl. Like I love to wake up early, do my own thing. The less people I talk to, the better. Besides my husband.
You
it's
and Paulina are like,
seriously, the less people I talk to, the better. That's why I'm so horrible at responding to people. Like, but that honestly, like, I need to recharge because during the weekend, because I said I'm an introvert, or I don't know what you call it. Maybe I don't know, whatever it is, but it takes so much energy from me, and I know. Like, and I hate it. Like, I don't want people to like think that like I'm not having a good time. Like I am, I promise, but I'm tired.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I don't want to go dance. Like, and shout out to all those people that like all those girls that are like, oh, are so happy to see me, and they like bring me out to dance, and they're trying to get me to dance. I'm like, and I'm like, but I'm so tired. So if I seem like I'm not having a good time, it's not that. It's just that I'm so like. Mentally like kind of drained.
Yeah.
But the way I balance it, like I said, I really like to just wake up early and have that quiet time. I'm a morning person. So my quiet time is the early morning, my workouts, and everything like that. So I recharge during the week basically.
Yeah. What's your morning routine look like?
I wake up.
She's like, let me tell you, you're not ready. You're not ready.
Today I set off my freaking house alarm.
No way.
Oh no.
Oh my God. I swear I was half asleep because I was like, okay, because I knew we were going to have like, you know, come to San Diego. So I was like, I have to wake up extra early, but we did go to sleep kind of late. So I was so tired and I was like, oh my God, my dogs need to pee. You know, like sometimes they don't have the patience for me to brush my teeth and get dressed and everything. So like I went downstairs half asleep. I could have sworn I put my like code I heard like beeps, but I don't know if it was the right amount of beeps. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
there was beeps, but that's all we know.
And I opened my door, the alarm went off, piercing.
And
I was
everybody
like,
else in the house was like, ah!
And then
Everybody got a rude awakening.
Everyone's all pissed. Pinche Michelle.
Even the dogs.
Yeah. Dog's like, really, dog?
The dogs didn't even go outside all the way. They were like, wait, what's going on?
What do we do?
And then I hear, Michelle? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, hurry up. And I was like, sorry.
As long as the cops didn't show up, we're good.
No, I was
Doesn't it
quick.
stress you out though? Like when you're stressed out and you're trying to put the code and then it's not working.
I sprinted to the freaking wall again. I was like, what happened? I don't know. But that was this morning. That was this morning's routine. But yeah, usually I take the dogs out to pee. And then, well, lately it's been looking a little different because it gets so hot now.
Yeah.
And I don't like to take my dogs out for a walk when it's like really hot. So I take my dogs out for a walk, and then I come back, get my workout in. But usually I like to get my workout in first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
That I feel like that really sets my day.
Yeah. It
Like,
definitely does set the mood for
right?
the day. Yeah.
Like I'm just not a. I try, like, well, not try, but whenever I don't get my workout in the morning, it's like a constant battle in my brain. I'm like, I need to get my workout in. Okay, I'll do it after this. And then that time comes, I was like, well, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
Like, so then I eat. And then I'm like, oh, well, I have to wait 2 hours.
I can't start my day now. I'm way too full.
Exactly. So next thing you know, it's 8 p.m. and I haven't worked out. And I was like, well, I have to go to bed soon. So now I have to just cut it short.
It'll happen tomorrow.
I swear you guys are the same right now. I'm just having like so many trigger moments because she's the same.
Yeah?
She's the same.
I hate
she
an
can't work out
afternoon
at
workout.
night. She can only work out during the morning. And if it gets like past like 12, she's like, you know, quiero ir.
Yeah.
You know?
It has to be first thing in the morning. It sets your
It
day
ruins
up
my
for
whole
success.
day. Then I gotta replan the whole day. I gotta work on it. It's like, what do you mean?
My mood isn't the same.
See, that's
It's not the
oh my
same.
god.
It's not the same.
God,
If I'm
rested.
cranky, I
mood.
probably haven't
The
worked out.
mood.
Or I'm hungry.
100%. You see, it's not just me here. This is like a
This is
lot
the
of
thing.
girls in the
This
world.
is the thing. This is what's happening right now. I'm getting ganged up. Honestly, this is
Honestly,
this isn't fair.
this isn't even your podcast anymore. Bye.
This is the comadreando section now.
No, but yeah, I feel that it definitely
Yeah.
does make such a huge difference when you get your like routine going in the morning. It sets you up for success.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
It
is.
does, yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
reading books right now?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Because I was saying, if you're reading a book, it's about just
Oh, is that you?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's in like this
No.
book club. She's in her
recently
señora
started.
era right now. She's gonna start knitting pretty soon.
I
She's-
love my señora era, honestly.
I wish I was a book girly.
Yeah.
I wish I was like
Okay.
into that, but
I will tell you, I've always pretended I love to read, but I really hate reading. But I recently started reading fiction books, something that like I didn't realize I really enjoyed. And I finished. We started this book club, and it was supposed to be all of the month of August. I finished the book in the first 6 days of August. Like I'm done now, and I'm like I don't know what to do with my life.
Oh
like
my
I know the whole story. Like I have to wait until the 30th to get together with my friends. Like
I've like never seen her read so much in
Yeah.
my life. On Monday, she woke up like at 6 a.m.
yeah,
7
it
in
was
the
like
morning.
7:30 in the
And I
morning.
just like
was
I like
reading.
kind of turned over to see what she was doing because she never wakes up that early
yeah.
unless she needs to go to the bathroom or something.
Or
So
I'm
I like
working out.
yeah, or
be
she's
crazy.
working out. Yeah. So I turn over and she grabs her book and I'm like, what the que chingado está pasando?
Yeah.
And then she
I'm
like,
a whole new
and then I
person.
fell back into like really deep sleep and I woke up like an hour and a half, almost 2
still
hours.
reading.
She's still reading and I was like, how good is this freaking book? Like I want to read it now and I don't read it all. Yeah.
We started reading like romance novels.
Okay.
And yeah, and I don't know, it was just a really good book. Like there's just it's just I'll send you the Amazon link in case you want to read it. But,
yeah, because you said you weren't a reader.
So
before?
I used to read a lot of like self-help books, but
yeah.
like trust me that when I say I would read 10 pages a day, that's all I would read. Like I would count the pages, you know, I just have to get through this book, 10 pages a day. There's one specific book that I read that I do feel like changed my life, but it took me a minute to like really get into it. But other than that, like self-help was not the thing. And then one of my friends was like, I read this article that was talking about how reading, I always get so confused. Nonfiction is real, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not fake.
We all looked.
Not
Do you
fake.
guys know?
Confirmation. So reading nonfiction before bed gets your like nervous system wired. So it's not the best thing to read before bed because like you don't sleep well. Like your sleep optimization isn't the best. So reading fiction is better because it's kind of more just like, you know, it's not real and you just kind of go to sleep and fall asleep.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was like,
That's
I mean, that actually does make a lot of sense because I was
Yeah.
reading this book that really got me thinking, and then they would just like put me in like 10 years in the future, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? So it was, you know, so then we
do you
changed
get like
it
that
up.
too? Like, do you get like super hyperactive on like, not hyperactive, but like on your health? I think like this past year, Paulina has like been on her like health like
kick as
era,
fuck,
yeah. Oh my
and like
God.
literally like I can't breathe now in my own house because todo me hace daño. Is it like?
So I recently went into a rabbit hole on TikTok
Yes.
about high cortisol.
Oh no! You too.
Cortisol levels, they're ruining my life.
Yes, everything I do. Apparently, my cortisol is crazy
Everybody's
high right
cortisol
now.
is super high.
Okay, I can't work out first thing in the morning.
No, because it's the fucking heightens your
Yes.
cortisol.
I can't have
I got
coffee.
anxiety now. I got to pause. Jesus,
Okay,
pause.
wait. We're gonna take a step back though. I've learned spiking your cortisol level isn't bad. It's
really?
it's you being able to bring it back down. That's the concern. So like you can work out first thing in the morning and it's a good cortisol hike. But if you like say you work out first thing in the morning, you obviously spiked your cortisol, go spend 10 minutes outside in the sun and that lowers your cortisol. Yeah. So I've been like learning the little ins and outs. So I'm like, okay, spiked cortisol is okay as long
Eric,
as you
good
know how to
luck,
bring
bro.
it back.
This has been a weird year for me, bro.
Blame it on TikTok. Don't blame it on us.
I feel like I saw a TikTok recently that was like, I feel like everything is about cortisol nowadays. Like cortisol this, cortisol that. And I'm like,
Yes.
truthfully, it is. It's just your glucose spikes, basically.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, like I don't even know what cortisol is. I just listen to these people.
I just
I'm
like the word.
I
You know what's
am
fancy
bloated.
as hell?
I saw if you're bloated, I was like, that's me. Oh
I
my
don't even know
god.
how to
said
spell
it.
cortisol.
No, but yeah. I mean, we could talk about this off mic,
know.
but there's a lot of like little things that I've learned here and there. I started going to a nutritionist, and she's the one that kind of like started teaching me all of these things. And I was
But her
like, okay.
nutritionist like reads your like blood levels.
Oh,
Like very
Yeah.
in detail with what you need. Yeah. And they test your cortisol levels every 6 months and like all these things. And so it's been great, but it definitely did for a minute. I give major props to Mario with this. That
She
like
took away my chips.
for like 6 months
I'm
straight.
only having a beer because you're here. Okay.
I don't drink anymore. Like this is how nervous I
Whatever
was.
you guys don't drink, she's throwing away. So honestly,
no way.
No. But yeah, you learn a lot of little things. But yeah, cortisol, bad, but also good. You know, like you
Okay,
gotta
that
have a
makes me feel
balance in it.
better.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you could actually test for it. So then it's
Yeah,
just like
you
your
can do
sugar.
a blood work,
Okay.
some blood work on your cortisol levels. But yeah,
I need that. Because like I don't even know what to do anymore. You know,
I know.
like
I feel
yeah.
that.
Todo te
I
hace
feel like
daño.
TikTok did this to us though.
Yeah.
Like there's this TikTok that's like, okay, don't drink milk, but drink oat milk. Don't drink oat milk because it's too much sugar. So drink almond milk, but don't drink like not organic
Yeah.
almond or almond milk because of this and that. And then eat bread, but don't eat too much bread and only eat organic bread.
I think I saw the same TikTok.
we'll go to
It's like
Trader
never
Joe's
ending.
and it's like, what milk are we freaking getting today?
I know.
I'm over this. We started with like the Oatly, and then like the
no
other one.
longer-
It's like,
We no longer drink oat milk in
Yeah.
this home.
Oh my god. You can't
It's
get
been a
me to not
struggle.
drink oat milk.
It's-
That's how I
it's
have my
so
coffee.
good.
I used to drink water from the manguera. I'm okay. I'll be fine.
Exactly.
But you
I
won't
will
be.
be
That
fine.
part.
But you won't be.
No,
That part.
my
though.
grandma lived to like 90 something. Okay, I'll be okay.
That's true.
Right?
I used
I
to
know.
drink
Isn't-
water from the
But your
Mango,
grandma
too.
didn't live in these circumstances.
She
The
used
world
to
is out to
pound
get
beer
us.
like
The US of A is out to get us. Okay.
Anyways,
back to
water from the
Michelle.
manguera.
The reason we're really here.
The reason why we're freaking tangent. You guys and your health stuff, honestly, it's stressing me out. I got the itchies.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with health stuff, I swear.
Has it been like throughout this past year, or has it been like you've always been like obsessed, not obsessed, but like conscious about your health? Because you guys live a pretty like crazy life for you to, so I always blame my life for me being fat. So I work with my dad. So we have a blue collar job. So I'm out on San Diego all freaking day. I clean carpets. So it was like very easy for me to be like, we're just gonna go to taco shop, carne asada, burrito, you know, soda. I used to live off of Monster and chips all week. Yeah. And then I started dating her. And next thing you know, it's like, no. But to me, that was so normal. To me, it was like, nada me va a pasar.
Yeah.
And then I think it was just the whole generation thing. We talked about this before we hopped on the podcast. Her mom was like super young. My parents a little bit more on the older side. So I feel like there was like that gap also meant there was this health kind of like change, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like she grew up a certain way and I grew up on like fried tortillas.
Yeah. And you didn't think about it, right?
I didn't think about it. No, like to me, it was like super normal.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I think when it comes to that, definitely my parents were more on the older side. But I think maybe that's why we're like, back then I wasn't ever thinking about my
like
health.
Conscious about it. Yeah.
I was never conscious about it. It wasn't until I would say honestly, like 2018.
Yeah.
Like I will say, I was not thinking about like I know it's very specific, but that's when I noticed. I was like, okay, maybe I'm like,
tired.
Yeah, I'm like maybe I'm getting a little weight because I was like on the road already. Like by that time, I was already on the road 2 years. We were already on, I don't know, was it like the second bus tour? Dude, we would eat so bad.
Yeah.
Like so bad. And I wouldn't think about it because I was never like that. I mean, in college, I would work out, but I wouldn't think too much about my nutrition. But it wasn't until 2018. I was like, okay, like I'm starting not to feel very confident in myself. And like, you know, like certain things I wear before I wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
But then I started looking into it. And I don't know if social media had a say in how I felt too, like seeing all these like really skinny, like really like.
You start comparing yourself.
Yes,
right?
And I think it got. I don't know. I don't remember social media being that perfect.
It used to not be. Like I remember before the algorithm algorithmed, and it was just like it showed you everybody like
you follow your friends,
right? And there was no comparison.
Yeah.
It was just like the people you follow, the people that you really liked, and your friends. But it was not like the Instagram models. It wasn't like people who you could compare yourself with.
Everything didn't have to be perfect.
You're right. Yeah. It was just like, here's my coffee.
Exactly. And I think that played into how I started feeling that year. And and we also got engaged that year. So I was like, okay, like I need to start making changes. So I started like learning about like all these like I went like 8 weeks. I did a challenge for my own self. I was just like I challenged my own self to not have any sugar. And that was crazy. Like ask anybody from the team.
Yeah.
But I mean like not even just like, oh, I'm just going to give up candy or like, you know, like chocolate. No, I would like give up like ketchup. Or like anything that had sugar.
That's hard because
it was so hard. Yeah, it was so hard, but I did it, and that definitely made a difference. You know?
Did you like how long did you like give it up for Lent, or like how long did you do that?
It was
for Lent.
No,
like why would you do that to yourself?
It's so funny that you say that because every year I give up sugar for Lent. Oh, okay. Every year, but not like to that extreme what I did that time. But yes. For Diosito, I will give up sweets. Every freaking year, I'm like, Diosito's tired of me. Like, we know you could do this. We know you could do this. Like, okay, what are you fooling? No, but
on the 30th day, Michelle eating all the candies.
I'm all like,
all right, he's reborn.
Perfect. Easter. Give me everything.
She got that big old Reese's. The huevito.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
She's just in the corner like mine.
That's literally me. No, but yeah. So
we lost our train of thought.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, hold on.
You gave him sugar. You gave up like every inch, like any type of sugar.
So I did that crazy challenge, and I realized that I could do it. You know, that made me like feel like, in a way, I wouldn't do it again because it's a little kind of annoying. You know, I don't want to be that. Like,
I can't have
I
that.
was tired of being that person. You know. So, but it made me realize that I could do it. So, I started really getting into health that like year. And with the wedding coming up, and I do it in quotes because COVID happened.
Oh, no.
So, that's a whole nother thing. But, so I really got into fitness. I noticed a difference. But I will say, I got a little too into it to the point that it was not good for my mental health. Okay. That I would overthink everything. And so like I'm all for like health and fitness, but I just think like live your life a little bit. That's how I am now.
It's
like,
hard. It's hard really not to get into your head. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's really like I've always been on the bigger side. But when I would go on like these fad diets, or I would just like try to limit myself, todo me causaba ansiedad. Yeah. Everything. Like this little piece, like this beer is like, shit, now I can't eat. Or these chips, now I can't fucking do anything. Or like, it would get to the point, this was really, really bad. And I don't recommend this for anybody. I would like take this off because I don't want to sponsor them. But I would take like, and then I would like work out with the sauna suit. And I would just dehydrate myself.
Well,
and
that's
I
when
would
you were playing football, no?
This was when I was playing football. But like I would dehydrate myself to the point where like I was like that SpongeBob meme, the water, and I was just sitting in bed like, Because the next morning I really just wanted to step on the scale and like see like 10 pounds, and it was like kind of like a mental thing. It was a mental thing, And it was like that was sick. That was a whole other level of sickness where I was just so overly consumed about me wanting to like look better, but I wasn't healthy. And it's like so bad to do. It's like, it's extremes, right? Yes. Everyone always says like, cualquier cosa en un extremo te va a causar un daño. Yeah. So it's just crazy now.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? That's exactly what happened to me. I got too like obsessed with like, I can't eat that, or counting my calories. Like counting calories. Like, I mean, I sometimes I do track, like just to kind of like, I don't know, have a feel. I don't know. I feel like at the same time, it kind of brings me peace in knowing like, okay, like I have this many, like this much protein, this much, carbs. I mostly do it for the protein, but there was a point where I would like under eat a lot, and like I would see a difference. And then like I said, with the whole wedding coming up, I just felt like I needed to look a certain way, especially being like who I was marrying. And I was like, I need to lose weight. I need to be as skinny as possible. I was like the skinniest I've ever been. Like I was, at one point, I hit a little under 100 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. At one point.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I can't even imagine being that way right now. Like I can't.
At that point,
the pressure was on.
At that point, like, were you like so obsessed with your weight? Did you feel like you were still overweight?
Yes.
Oh shit.
You know what? And funny that you bring that up because like I remember being that skinny and still feeling like still not good enough.
Damn.
Yeah. Like it's still like but you know what? Like genetics, man. Like I can lose weight as much as I can, but unfortunately for me, like it kind of sits here in the middle, unfortunately, and like that's just the way I am, and I have to accept it, and I have accepted it. So that's why I wasn't happy. Like I wanted to see it a certain way. Like I want to see myself a certain way, but it just wasn't happening. And I kept trying to lose weight and it just wasn't happening. And I was unhappy. And I feel like I finally got out of that, Yeah.
That's good. Cause I do think that's just such a crappy place to be in, like in your head about that. I also like at the beginning was like really strict on certain things, and then I was like, it's really not about that. It's about how you feel, and like forget the sizes and forget the numbers and all of these things. I mean, I will know like you look great, so like truthfully whatever you're doing is working for you, and I think that's just like as long as your mind is happy and you feel good, like that's truthfully like the best,
Exactly.
Speaking of your wedding though, I want to bring this up.
I know exactly what you're gonna bring up.
So I found something.
I really hope the answer to this is no.
And I really want to know.
What?
She's like,
You're making me nervous now. I'm like, bring the bottle.
Bring another White Claw.
And I really want to know if these were your save the dates. So we went on a Twitter spree, right? X now, and we saw that you guys posted this picture.
Oh, yes.
Wait, they were really your
Were they
save the
really your
dates?
save the dates?
Were they put? No, right?
Oh,
okay, I knew it.
You guys should
I
have
was
said
like,
yes.
this was a joke.
No,
This is a joke.
were our save the dates. Oh my god. No, I think they were simple. They were simple, but that was gonna be it, right? That was gonna.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mario's always wanted to take like star shots like that. And
It's
I'm
like my dream.
We could take them, but they're not gonna be your save the dates, bro.
I just want to wear like a 4X Pro Club and just stand behind my girl, like, you know? It's my dream. I was like, let me be a chola for a day.
Oh my god.
I'll
So
sing
funny.
MC Magic to you.
And I told them, I was like, that there's no way that was their actual save the date. That had to
No.
have been like a joke.
So we're planning our wedding
Yeah.
and we're getting married in Oaxaca.
Oh,
So now my dream is I really want
Nacho
Libre style save the dates.
Stop.
Because it was
That's so
based in
cool.
Oaxaca. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't
So
know
like the
that.
church was there, the scene where the nachos is like those are
Those
the
chip- those are the Lord's
those are the
chips.
Lord's chips. It's in Oaxaca. So like I really want to go back and be like, I want to take these for the same dates.
Oh, that's
yeah.
so cool.
We're gonna do it, but it's just
Yeah.
funny because I'm like, well, like only certain people are gonna get those pictures.
I want it for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leak it.
So when he saw that, he was like, "You see?" And I was like, "No, I can almost guarantee that wasn't their actual
No.
save the date."
She's like, no, I can't do that.
wasn't. I know. God, that was like so long ago. I remember like freaking spraying my hair with hella hairspray.
That
I
is
was
so
like, dang,
funny.
I hadn't done
Aquanet?
this in. Yeah. Literally, I was like, how can I go back to that time? And yeah.
Eric
All
had
the
moco de
hairspray.
gorilla. And just,
Yeah. yeah.
funny.
That was cool. That was a fun time.
what was the hardest part of planning your wedding?
Everything. I'm just kidding.
Don't scare me.
No, like honestly, okay. What messed us up was COVID
No.
because we got engaged 2018 and everything was going so smoothly. Like I had my bachelorette planned. It was supposed to be in Malibu. We're gonna have a big wedding, like 300 plus people.
wow.
Like
That is a
a
big
big
wedding.
wedding.
Huge, yeah.
Like and I was fine with it. I remember not feeling too nervous. It was like it was more exciting. And then literally the week, I think it was like the 18th, I don't know, of March, something like that.
Yeah.
But
March 15th, 2020.
something like
Is
that.
that the date?
Yeah.
Was that the date?
Well, it's
I
'cause-
like blocked that date from my mind.
Well, it's because we had the business. Or I had
Yeah.
the business. And that's the day that I got the email. It was like, everything needs to shut down
March
today.
15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right because my
March
mom's
15th.
birthday is the 11th, and I remember we celebrated her birthday, and then like weren't able to celebrate
Yeah.
anything else. so-
Wow. I think I said March 18th because that's when we got Kiki. My dog.
The COVID baby.
It's like, I think of March and I think of March
Yeah.
18th. No, but we're supposed to have my bachelorette like the March like 20 something.
Okay.
So my best friend had to cancel everything and it was just this whole thing. But yeah, so COVID hit and it just changed so much because like we had to change the wedding date. We were gonna have it in July of that year because people we're not sure of when things were gonna go back to normal, right?
Yeah.
Like when it first hit, we're like, oh,
We were
people
still
were
under the
giving it
2
like
week.
yes,
Yeah.
people were giving it like a month or 2 months. So we pushed it to like July. Next thing you know, we pushed it like
What was your original date?
May 23rd, May
Okay.
23rd, 2020. I still have the wedding invites.
Oh.
Yeah. May 23rd, 2020 was going to be our original wedding date. But then we had to change everything. So then I think the prolonging, the whole planning and not knowing when, I think we took like a year break of not even thinking about it. It's just kind of like thinking about everything again. And it was just a lot. And I'm not a party planner. I'm not. Like, I'm not creative like that. I have friends that are amazing at it. I know people that are amazing at it, but I'm not. I'm sorry. I wasn't the girl that grew up with the Pinterest board. Like, this is what I'm going to wear. This is how I want to be. No. I didn't think twice about it. I was like, maybe I'll yeah, sure, I'll get married one day. But
Yeah.
I never thought it would happen like that, you know? So, yeah, the planning it was just crazy. And if it wasn't for our wedding planners, shout out wife of the party. They were so patient with us because I know I was terrible with responding sometimes.
The 2 to 3 businesses. 2 to 3 businesses.
Me as fuck with our coordinators right now. Yeah.
Girl, sometimes our coordinators messages and like, are you gonna reply? She's like, nah, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow.
I don't want to deal with this right now.
What do you mean I gotta spend more money?
I have to make another decision.
Another deposit.
Give me another day. Give me another day.
For real, seriously.
But yeah, no, but like thankfully for them, and just, you know, other people helping, like friends and family, we made it happen finally. But your question was, what was the most stressful part?
Yeah.
Specifically? Jesus.
Say todo. Not changing that.
Everything
It's
after
everything.
20, like
I'm
everything
trying to
after
think
the
of-
actual date.
Or I guess what was the easiest part that maybe you thought was gonna be the most difficult? I don't know if that makes it easier. That's probably harder, huh?
Like, what was the easiest? I think honestly finding our venue,
Yeah.
because we found one and it was like close to home and it was beautiful, and we're like, this is it. Let's find, you know, the you know, soonest available that made sense to our, like, you know, and we booked it. I think that was the easiest.
Do you remember how many venues you saw before that one?
Yeah, we had one. Well, before COVID, we already had one. And then we were thinking about like doing like Temecula kind of like winery thing, and then, but we only saw like, we went to Glendale. A lot of those what do you call it? Like a lot of them were owned like Armenians. They're really beautiful wedding like venues, but just didn't catch our attention. But honestly, it worked out because the venue like that where we did it was beautiful, and it's so close to home. So every time we like are driving by that like that area, we're like, oh, we got married there.
Oh.
Like we'll be driving and we're like, oh, look.
That's where we got married.
Yeah.
So it worked out, honestly. Everything happens for a reason. I'm
Yeah.
a strong believer in that, and I'm glad it happened, because if not, we would have a stressful wedding, man. Like 300 plus
300
people.
How many
Well,
people
that's-
did you end up having?
I think it ended up being like 150, maybe half of.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Half of,
Yeah.
That's
We
a
cut
lot
off
of people to
quite a
That's a
cut.
huge
Yeah.
cut, yeah. And then,
That's enough said.
sorry, I could go on with the wedding questions forever because I'm in like the
We had to cut
prime.
like 30 people and we were
I
stressed
know,
out.
we
I
were
can't imagine
awkward,
150.
right?
Yeah.
So did you like send them a letter?
No.
You just didn't invite. You just didn't send the invite.
This is like sometimes family members will be like, "Oh, I can't wait for your wedding." I was like, "How do I tell you?"
You're not
I'm sure we
invited.
had something like that. I know. I do remember having to send like, oh, you know, because of this, because of COVID,
Yeah.
we really use the
At
COVID.
least you were able
that
to.
excuse,
Yeah.
How do I tell you I don't like you?
How did I tell you we're not close enough for this?
Yeah, you're just
Tell me my
not
birthday and
special
you can
enough.
go.
Hey.
I had this plan the other day. I was like, what if we just like ask for a cover? Like
We're not gonna ask for a cover. Bro.
pay for your plate and you can get invited.
It's wild how expensive.
A
it is.
deposit.
You can't, no returns.
You gotta buy a ticket to this wedding.
And you guys are getting married in Oaxaca.
Oaxaca,
you said?
yeah.
Wow.
We,
Yeah.
we like
People have to
purposely
travel.
did it because we wanted to like invite less people too.
Yeah.
We
More
just
private.
wanted to I wanted a little more intimate, like not super intimate to where it was like 20 people or anything,
Yeah.
because there's no way we would be able to do that. But I definitely wanted to weed out the people that like I just had to invite like por compromiso, you know, because I know that like if I invite the person I haven't spoken to in 10 years that talks to my grandma once a year, like they're not gonna make the trip out to Oaxaca.
Yeah.
But they'd make the trip to TJ. So I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
there's no
true.
way. Like him and I are both in, like, we both have big families, but we're not close to our families. So it just really worked out to where like we have more friends than we do family, and like all of our friends will travel and we know that, and like the family that's going to get invited. So it was just a way to like be able to concentrate the invite list without like getting too carried away with like, well, what about the cousin of this and the friend of this.
Yeah.
And, you know.
If we would have had it here in San Diego or Tijuana, our
Easily
list would have been like
Had
300
to.
people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were
Smart.
like,
We should have
and-
thought about just.
and now we don't have COVID as an excuse, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
Bring back COVID 2.0. Jesus got sick, right?
I know, right? There is COVID
Like, is
going
this-
around.
Is it serious
apparently.
again?
So I actually like wrapping everything around. I low key, I'm super curious. Everybody has their own version of how they met. Paulina says that I slid into her DMs. She slid into mine, and I have the proof.
Get the fuck out.
So
Which one is it?
We're not here to talk about us. Though.
and I know you and I
Okay.
know you and Eric have been together for quite some time now.
Yes.
So how did that happen?
Woo! Okay, here we go.
We want we want all the details.
I feel like, okay, this is the first time I actually like say it from the beginning because everyone asks Eric, and I feel like he leaves out a lot of like background.
Okay, so does Mario. I'm like, you left out so many details.
I don't leave out the details. I just say you slid into my DMs.
Nah.
You stalked me.
No.
He slid into my DMs for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Like a true
No, but-
gentleman.
But okay, so the way we met, it's kind of, I don't know how much time we have, but
Oh no, you're
It's
good.
fine, yeah.
but I'll try to like summarize it as much as I could. So I was, it was my first year in college, and that's when I feel like EDM was really kind of taking off. That's when that song from Afrojack, I think it was popping off. I think like Take Over Control or something
Oh, okay.
like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Now
oh my
it's
god,
stuck in
I
my
love
head.
this song.
Take over.
Yeah, it was around that time, and I was hanging out with some people that were really into that music. And one time, one of my friends from that group of people gave me a CD, a burnt CD of like, you know, a mix.
All
of
my younger
like a
cousins are
bunch-
gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
you might have to explain it. But anyways, I would play that CD every single day. It would hype me up going to school, driving to school every morning. Literally, I would play it over and over again every day. And I was like, I freaking love every single song in this mix. And then one time, I forgot what we were celebrating. It was college, and I was my freshman year, so it was before I was 21. So we like decided to get some Four Locos.
Oh,
We were drinking in the cars or whatever, and I was like, I started playing that CD, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, you like tonic?" And I was like, "What? Who's that?"
no, I like Four Loko.
I love gin and tonic.
I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, you fuck with tonic, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, like who's that?" And like he's like, "Oh, it's what you're listening to." And I was like, "Tonic, okay." Like, okay, and that stuck in my head,
Tonic
right?
with an exclamation mark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
upside down.
literally, you have to put it that way. And so
Before
okay.
the season assistant.
So like I said, we were drinking Four Locos. So you can imagine my first time drinking Four Locos.
And these were probably like the OG for
The ones that
you know,
tasted
the ones
nasty,
that fucked
the-
you
yeah,
up.
the
Not
disgusting
like-
ones.
This was like 2011.
The watermelon was the
Oh,
best
yeah.
one, but it still tastes disgusting.
I don't know what I drank, but it was like my first time drink. It was my freshman year. I didn't grow up drinking in like high school or anything.
Okay.
Like
No.
I was never. In college is when I started drinking with my friends. But anyways, yeah, we were drinking Four Locos. As you can imagine, it got to me. So the next morning, I woke up hungover.
Oh.
First time being hungover, right?
Oh no.
And I was in bed, and I couldn't
Hola,
get out of bed.
Diosito.
Soy yo otra vez.
I couldn't get out of bed, and like I didn't want to make it obvious. I was like, oh, you know, like my mom was like right there, like I'm just tired.
Shit, you were living at home.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I was living at home with my mom. So I like, and then I remembered I was like tonic. So I brought my laptop and I was like looked him up. And then I remember the first song I clicked on YouTube was Poke. And I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking sick. And I kept going to every other song. Every song was badass. I was like, this guy's amazing. I was thinking he's like this European.
Little did you know.
Blonde, blue eyes.
Yeah, literally. I was like, whoever this is, he's fucking great. Like, he's amazing. I'm gonna follow him real quick on everything.
Has an accent. DJ Tonic.
Yeah. So, and that's what I did. I followed him. I think at that time I only had like Twitter though and Facebook. So I followed him and yeah, I followed him and that's it. You know, for a while that was it. I followed him on everything, on SoundCloud. Every song he would like put out, I would know right away, and I loved it. Loved it. People would ask me like, "Oh, so you're like into that? Like, oh, what's the latest song he brought out?" And I would know it. I would know it. So,
which is crazy because EDM at that point wasn't as like mainstream.
It wasn't, but the people I would hang out with, like, they liked it, so they knew how much I was into him, so they would like try to quiz me, and like I fucking know.
Let me quiz you.
Yeah, me, bro. So, anyways, fast forward a few months or maybe like the next year, I got an Instagram and I followed him. Obviously, he was one of the first people I followed because like at that point I was like, I fucking love him. You know, he's an amazing artist. And one summer, I remember it was like in June. I'm like, give
us all the details. This is an exclusive. We've heard Eric say that.
June 2012. I got a follow back, and it was him.
Oh.
Dude, imagine that follow back.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember. Oh God, I wish my best friend was here. I screenshotted it and I sent it to her. I was like, oh my God, I guess he's following me. And she was like, oh my God, whatever. And that was it though. He just followed me. Okay. I was like, but I still felt like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, he knew who you were. Like, he knew what you looked like, you know?
I was like, okay,
totally,
cool.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, like, I would post like a picture of like, I remember a picture of tacos. I went to a taco truck and I pictured, back then I feel like on Instagram you would post like whatever.
It was a Starbucks coffee
with the crazy ass filter.
with the frame.
Yeah. It had the black frames, right? Yeah.
I posted it and he commented on it, like putting like,
oh shit,
some like, I remember it was like the emoji with like the X eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
Notice I know every detail, by the way. That's how special it was to me.
He's like, that's not the way it happened.
But yeah, so little by little he would comment on my stuff and whatever. And then next thing, like a few months later, he posted something like, what city would you like me to like play in? And I commented, I was like, ooh, like go to Livingston or Fresno, like, or something. Cause I was like, I knew Livingston.
Yeah.
No, there's nowhere you can play Livingston where I'm from.
Uh-huh.
And I think he saw that and
Fresno it is.
Yeah. It's like on my way.
Literally and yeah, like I think he did end up booking a show in Fresno. But before that, something on Facebook he had posted and I responded to that and he saw me on Facebook. So he made a personal account. Okay. He tells me. He made a personal account just to DM me because he had his eye on me or whatever.
I love this story so much.
So he made a personal account and he requested me. And I remember that night I was like, what the hell? Like, and I was like, this can't be true. And I went to sleep. I was like, this can't be true. And next morning I was like, okay, now I'm going to accept it. Like, like
the 2 to 3 businesses. The 2 to 3 businesses. There we go. It's a thing.
It was born with me. And I accepted it and he messaged me on Facebook. And
was he Tonic or was he Eric?
He was already duo by then.
Okay.
Yeah, he was already duo. Yes, it was after. Yeah, I think. Yeah, by that time he was already duo for sure. And so yeah, he messaged me on Facebook, and I think he was like, oh, like I forgot what. I think he gave me his number, like because we were messaging back and forth for a bit. It wasn't right away, like But then he was like, oh, to make it easier, because it was he was in Australia at that time. And I was obviously over here in California going to school, so I had to go to sleep. He was like, if you wanna message me, like here's my number. And I was like, oh, like cool. And I like totally friend zoned him. I was like, okay, friend, okay, cool, friend. Like this is my number if you want, because I was like, I'm not gonna be the one to like message you first. So I put my number. And the next morning he messaged me. And ever since then we kept in contact. And I remember December 20th, 2012, he went to Fresno And he invited me. He was like, hey, I'm going to be in Fresno. And I invited some of my friends and we went. And we met in person that day. And ever since then, we would talk nonstop. Like nonstop every day.
What a beautiful love story.
Yeah. That's it. Instagram.
Do you remember his first message? When you guys like messaged or text?
I'm sure I could bring it up even.
Oh, really?
Oh, on text?
Yeah,
no, on
text,
text, no.
yeah.
No, on Facebook I could because it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
But text, no, I don't remember. I really don't remember. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's such an amazing love story.
But I made it obviously that was my beginning of my college years. So it was still a while before we actually
Eric and Michelle started online dating before it was
before it was even a thing.
Yes, yeah. Only a few people knew about this too. I didn't tell anyone. I would tell my sister this song. I would play it for my nephew who was a baby back then, and I would play Me, his song Me by Tonic. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, my nephew Alex would love that song. I'd play it and he'd be dancing to it.
Is that the Mio, the little Indian boy in the clothes?
Yeah. And so she would ask me what's going on with him, and so she knew a little bit about it, and my best friends knew about him, but yeah.
Was it hard in the beginning? Because I'm imagining, he was on tour and
definitely, yeah, because I obviously was living such a different life than him. He was touring and everything. My schedule was different. I was going to school, working my part-time job at school and everything.
That's when you still wanted to be the social worker. You were still a social worker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was hard because it was so different, and he was living a completely different life. But I don't know. Somehow we made it through, and now we're here.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes my heart happy. Since we're already on this topic, I want to know what the significance of Valentine's and your guys' proposal was.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, Valentine's Day was, for those who don't know, was a special day because that's when 5 Hours was born. On Valentine's Day, he surprised me. So right after we met in that December, that Valentine's Day, he surprised me. And that's when 5 Hours was born.
Okay.
So 5 Hours was obviously took off. It was a special song, and everyone knows I'm sure everyone knows
the significance of
the significance of 5 Hours. Yeah. So and yeah, he proposed to me on Valentine's Day 2018. So it kind of I don't know,
just tied in together.
Yeah, tied in together, I feel.
Were you expecting when he asked you already? No. How did that? Because he brought out a whole mariachi.
Yeah.
I've seen the videos. It looks beautiful. The whole view, everything. I was like, damn, can you propose to me like that?
He honestly, I was telling him I thought he was gonna kill me.
Wait, what?
I was oh my God. My mom would tell me, ten cuidado con ese DJ before she even met him.
Yeah.
Ten cuidado con ese DJ. This is finally happening. No, but obviously I know. But because that whole morning he was really quiet, and I think we were gonna have a dinner with friends in Malibu. And I was like, okay, I don't even think I did my nails.
Damn, your friends
didn't tell the best friend?
I didn't have I didn't have anyone to tell me to do my nails now that I think about it. Yeah. But anyways, okay. I think I just painted my nails back then. But anyways, yeah, he was just so quiet. He was so quiet on our way up to Malibu. He wasn't really talking. He seemed nervous. So I was like, what's wrong with you? He wouldn't tell me where exactly we would go. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird.
Si me van a matar.
That's why. I tried to make conversation, he would respond, but it was not the same.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Valentine's Day, dude. Yeah. I was like, okay, whatever.
Toda enojada.
And then I'm looking out the other window,
legs towards the
window. When she's mad, when her legs are this way.
That was me. But but it hit me as soon as we were getting there. I was like, oh shit, wait, where are we going? As soon as I saw that it was like more of a house, I was like, oh man, wait, what's going on? And yeah, like as we were like going towards the house, that's when it hit me. So the whole ride from our house which is way on the other side of LA, like to Malibu, I had no idea. I thought he was gonna kill me. And on our way up is when it hit me. I was like, wait, I think this might be it. And yeah, as soon as I got off the car, I think I heard like the mariachi or something. I was like, oh shit.
Did he blindfold you or anything as you were walking, or you just guided you towards the house?
Yeah, kind of just guided me. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Amazing. I had no idea.
Had you guys talked about like getting married prior? Like, it was at the top of the conversation?
You know what? I don't think it was a huge topic in our conversation. Yeah, we would mention it, but I don't know. I think we were just so confident in our relationship that we didn't need to talk about marriage much.
Like, you knew it was coming at one point, but it wasn't like a conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't like stressing about it, like, oh, when are you going to propose? Or I never had a ring picked out or anything. Like, to me, it was just like we're together and we're doing all this together. Like, we're a team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we need marriage yet, but it would be nice. Like, I'm sure, like,
eventually, yeah.
I'm sure, like, yeah. So, yeah, he just kind of did it on his own.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love love stories.
I do too, yeah.
Vive con huevos, compa. Lo que es. Casi una vez dije que.
And we're back. Okay, so I mean, I feel like we've reviewed a lot of things and talked about a lot of the little things, but given like all the background that you've given us and just like your love story and everything that you've, like what you wanted to be when you were younger and stuff, I would love to know how you've grown or just changed as a person, or like how you see yourself now differently than you did, I don't know, even say like 10 years ago, and like just the lessons that you've learned in the last few years.
Oh man. Honestly, I think I'm still growing. Like, I'm still working on myself. But I think just being more confident in myself. Yeah. Like, I feel like from before, I like used to be worse, I feel. But now like, for example, like this podcast, like, like ask me like, 2 years ago, and I probably would have never like accepted this. Just being more confident in myself, like realizing that like I have so much more like, to give, to offer, like, I think that's in summarization. Yes, that's what it is. The confidence. Like, I feel like I have a lot more confidence now. But I'm still working on it. Like, it's still like an everyday kind of battle.
Do you feel like before, like it was like an imposter syndrome, where you were like that you didn't that you lacked the confidence?
Yeah, I think I just think like it's like where I'm from, or I don't know where it's stemming from, but I feel like I don't know. I grew up always afraid of what other people would say, and I think that like that really had affected me, and like not being able to maybe like grow as much as I could have, or like but like I said, I'm still working on it.
Which is great. I applaud you, because that's a huge step forward for you to be able to like have that time of like self-reflection and want to improve yourself. Because most people, they don't. They just kind of see themselves and they're like, I'm shy and I don't want to do anything about it.
That's just who I am.
Yeah. Or they want to stay in that bubble and they don't want to improve or learn different things. So it's something that we've battled a lot, especially within our like friend group. Don't want to throw them under the bus, but it's like they're just so sheltered sometimes that they don't expand. And throughout these few years, it's just one of those things where it's like, I want to learn more about the world. That's partially why we started the podcast. We get to invite people over like yourself, and it's like everybody's story is so unique.
Yeah.
And the way you see the world is much more different the way I see it. Super different the way Paulina sees it. Jesus is a lot more little bit more introverted than me and Paulina. And then the way he sees it is completely different. So it's like everyone's story is so unique. And it's like, why not be curious? La neta soy bien chismoso. And that's, and that's why I started the podcast. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But it's like everybody's story is like everybody has their own version of how they see themselves and how they see the world. And it's just being able to like evolve is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's something so beautiful when you see it yourself, when you see like the inner work that you've been doing. And how you said like 2 years ago, you probably would have said no to this. You would have left me on red real quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that would have been the red, the red you.
It's like facts.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, my flowers to you guys. I know you, Deodo, you're pretty big about giving your fans their flowers, and you are too. And my flowers, honestly, to you, that you've been able to take that step forward and like come out of your shell a little bit more. We're really big about giving people their flowers here. And it's a huge step. Like being on a podcast is like, it's nerve-wracking. You don't know what the interviewer is going to ask you. You don't know where the questions are going to lead you to. So it's very nerve-wracking. So honestly, my flowers to you, and I applaud you for taking this big step because it's huge.
Yeah.
And
you have something else to add to your
to your resume.
You know, to your resume.
And thank you. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for you reaching out. And I think me being here is giving me even more, like this will help me even more, you know, like you guys are helping me build me, like if anything, you guys are helping me like with that confidence that I lacked, you know, like, and like I said, I think it's just, I don't know, like, you know, like where I'm from, it's a very small town, not too many, I don't know, like I don't know, very traditional family, like
I'm sure you also felt like you had a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah, a lot of eyes. Yeah, like I just didn't want people to be like, oh, like now she's doing this or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like I said, yeah, like I am trying to grow with my confidence, and yeah, I think it's working.
Yeah. I mean, I think so too. Like you could really turn around and be like, look at me now, you know, like everything that you've done.
Yeah.
From then. So
yeah, it's a lot of experiences that we've been through. A lot of around the world that I've been to.
How would you say that like you balance your personal life with like, you know, like you are kind of in the public eye. Like how do you like think you like, or how do you balance your life with between like your personal life and like being in the public eye and not so personal, I guess. Also given with like, with like your personal projects and like just your like goals for yourself personally.
I don't know. I
don't know how I balance it. I just
do it. Yeah.
I just kind of do it. It kind of just happens. I feel like I focus on myself, right? Like I said, like, you know, during the week and stuff. I still like don't post everything out there like online, like, well, you know, when it comes to like personal stuff, like there's only certain things that like, okay, like everything that's online, like it's not the real you, right? Like, you know, like people can watch whatever I put online and have an opinion, but in reality, like I don't post everything, right? Like so I guess I'm just careful in what I post, if that makes sense. Like I don't know if I'm answering that question correctly. Yeah. Like I don't know.
Well, you have to be like super cautious in a way with what you post.
Yeah.
You know, I think usually I like bouncing off of what you're saying is like I don't post where we're at until the day after.
Yeah.
Or like hours later.
Or like hours later. Like if I posted it, we haven't been there for like at least 5 hours.
Yeah.
And
you just kind of have to like guard yourself a little bit. You know,
yeah.
It's hard when you're in the public eye a lot.
Yes. Yeah. That's essentially that's like I have to be careful with what I post and say, you know, about certain things, because at the same time, like I feel like me being the wife, I don't feel like I'm that much in the public eye as much as he is. So I definitely have to remind myself, like, or I'll ask him, like, is this too much? You know, so I feel like I'm still like learning too myself on how to balance that like personal life with like, a lot of the times I just don't even like that's why I have a hard time posting sometimes because I don't want to.
You don't want.
You've been able to like, and I want to congratulate you real quick because you've been able to like kind of create a community around you. Because I've seen you post like really cute things where it's like people will go up to like a De Oro show and it's like, I came for De Oro, but I stayed for Michelle.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I came for Michelle. And it's like, that is super, super dope that you've been able to like create that community around you, because it's like I said, it's a community, it's a collaboration, and it takes a village. It's not just for raising kids, it's everything.
See, that's what I have to remind myself, because I do get that a lot. I do have a lot of people, like I do have people that, you know, go up to me or like will say things like that, like, oh, I'm here for you, like I love you, like whatever, like I love what you do. And it's like, what do I do? You know, like
it's hard to give yourself the credit sometimes, but you definitely have to give it to yourself, because you've definitely created that community and that fan base, you know? And I mean, I see that all the time too. And that's funny that you bring that up, because I saw it the other day too. And I was like, that is so cute. Like people are really just coming out to see you, you know?
Or like even with the podcast, like putting ourselves in that example, it was like, oh, I like love the podcast, but I stay for Comadre Pao. It's like she has her own show now where she has a comadreando.
Meanwhile, I'm like, no.
And it's just all chisme, but like people love the chisme section. And it's like, oh, I'm here for the podcast, but I'm really here for Comadre Pao. And it's like, it's so dope to see that little like build, you know? It's like you kind of have these people who are like, kind of in a way, it's like a cult following. But it's like they really just adore you, you know? They've kind of seen you grow, you know, from like a few years ago until now. And it's like they've seen you evolve, and they've kind of grown with you as well.
And I think that like also I don't remember what I was looking at, but it was the other day I was looking at something, and I think it was from when your husband was on La Platica, and somebody commented saying like the way that you look towards her when you're talking about her, you know, and like people really recognize these things. And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe he's the one that's more in the public eye, but like people see the way that you guys make the team, you know, and how important you are to that as much as like he is. So I just think that like, yeah, overall, like it's just like kind of like just cute to see, and like see that recognition behind it, you know?
Low-key makes me cry.
Yeah.
We were like going through like what we wanted to talk about with you, and like obviously we went through like your Twitter and your Instagram, and like some of these posts are like, why don't you say this shit about me, babe?
but no. Well, go ahead.
What I really wanted to ask is like, and I think this is something that I really battled with when Bao came on the podcast with me, is balancing our love life and not involving business. And I've struggled with this for years, because there's days where like, obviously I want to talk about the podcast. You were coming today and I was like, babe, like we need to talk about this. We need to get it down. But there's days where like we're on a date and like, I don't want to involve anything. I want to talk about aliens and how we got here, and like how the freaking we haven't even explored the ocean. You know, I want to talk about like Shamu and your favorite stories as a kid. It's like, I don't want to talk about the business, but somehow, some way, because we're involved in Vive con Huevos, it just kind of becomes a natural thing to talk about. So how do you disassociate yourself and keep the spark going? And because it's a really hard thing to like keep that divide. And also not get into arguments.
I know. Yeah. Honestly, okay, so now that I'm like starting like the vlogs and stuff, well, you know, like rewind a little bit, and like me being involved in Eric's life, like I feel like we have a really good balance in like our personal life, like, and work life. Like I feel like we do really good, like together, even on the road and at home, like, you know. But with like when it comes to like videotaping, like our like
day to
day, like I'm the one that's doing that, because he doesn't. I mean, to him, like me being involved in his work life is like the SFX and all of that, you know, like, which is fine. But with me, like when it comes to like videotaping, I don't want it to become like, I don't want him to be like, oh, you're only like, I don't know, like, not that he will, but like I do get that feeling like of like, oh my God, what if this becomes like something that he's like, why are you videotaping this, you know, or like this shouldn't be out there or something like that. Like, so it has been a little bit like weird to me stepping into this, but it's something that has to happen, right? Like it's something that like people want to see, and I think he understands, and I understand that like it's something that like people are curious about, and at the end of the day, we know who we are as a couple, like outside of like the recording, like whatever you see online. We know who we are, and we know how much we love each other, and you know, the recording is what you see online, you know, basically. Like it's a separate thing. Like
well, it kind of ties back to just like everybody just being human and living their life, you know? Like,
yeah, well, you kind of have to, I don't know if you guys do, but like, do you have like the separate days where it's like, this is just date night, nothing else?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. We have that a lot. And I think that's definitely what we like, what keeps us like really
keeps it going.
Yeah, like
no, that's good.
We love our presence, you know, with each other, and on the road and at home, but especially at home, just not caring about anything. Yeah. Watching our, you know, TV shows or a movie or something, ordering food.
What are you guys watching right now?
Oof, right now?
Please tell me it's Love Island.
Oh my God. I watched Love Island, and I literally, he doesn't watch it, but I told him
to watch it.
Wait, you watched it?
He watches it with me.
I didn't want to watch it, but I was like,
I got to the point where I'm so mad because I can't watch it when he's not home because he wants to watch it with me.
I am invested in all of the relationships right now.
I watched it all in 1 week.
I
literally just finished, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago?
There's like 40 something
the USA
episodes.
one,
it's like
right?
36 episodes.
36 episodes,
36
yeah.
episodes.
So we're like on episode 16.
Yeah.
You haven't finished it?
No!
No, don't even look at me getting off.
Let me talk about this.
I had to start. I don't know if you ever watched Love is Blind.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I started Love is Blind Mexico without him because I was like, no, I need to watch this on my own. It's not as good as I would say. Like the USA does one thing good, and it's reality TV.
Yeah,
because the Love is Blind Mexico it's not that good. No,
okay.
I'm like,
I figured, yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I had to start watching it without you.
I know.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like you just remind yourselves that like it's you two against the world.
Yes, exactly. Know? There you go. Like you said it perfectly. Sometimes it's hard for me to put the words together, but yes, like I think just having our time alone and not thinking about anything else, I think is what really keeps our relationship strong.
Yeah.
Especially when he's not really working, like he takes a little break, and we're just in each other's presence, not worrying about other things. It's just the best.
Yeah.
What's your love language?
My love language is quality time.
Okay.
What's his love language?
All of them. Depends on his mood.
Literally, I don't know. Yeah. I'll let him answer that one because I don't know. He's different.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
I'm kind of that way too.
I feel like it's his ADHD or something whenever he feels like.
No, you're 100. Like Mario is 100% like physical touch and quality time. And like I'm a little bit of everything, you know. Yeah, I'm the one that's like, well, like I love quality time and I love physical touch, but also like I love the gifts and I love, you know, like there just has to be a balance there.
Naturally, it's a little bit of everything, but for me, like I just love quality time. Like I love it. Like I love just being in his presence, just whatever it is that we're doing.
You just have to be in his presence. Like you could be doing your own thing, but he just has to be there. Okay.
And I feel at peace.
Yeah. I'm kind of like that too.
Yeah.
Like I could be on TikTok and we could not be talking for hours, but as long as you're here next to me,
yes,
like that's what I like. Yeah.
El amores.
Yeah. El amores.
It's so,
Yeah. So how did like you getting into being like, well, because my understanding is that you do like the special effects and like the fire and the CO2 and like all those things. Like, how did you get into doing all of that?
Oh my God. So I feel like it kind of happened like randomly. Like, okay, so I moved in right after I graduated from college.
Okay, and, so before you guys got married and all that.
Yes, before we got married. So I moved in and I started traveling with him, and then I think it just like happened like where, you know, like these things were happening during a set, like CO2 and all this stuff. But it wasn't happening at the like perfect times, right? So
like, I can do this better.
Yeah, kind of thing. You gotta type shit.
You got co-star?
You got co-star.
Literally. But so yeah, like I think it just I remember one of my first times was in China, and I think I had uploaded a picture. I don't know if you could find it on Instagram. It probably could, but I was like, it was like the handheld, like
and you
CO2.
put girl GF/CO2 girl. I fucking saw that shit.
Yes. And I'm not kidding. That's when I first like kind of like became a thing, because I was like, you know what? I should just start doing this. And yeah, like because I'm always with him. I know his sets. I know even his music before he even plays it.
You know the vibe. You feel it. You just
So it's like, who better than me?
Literally.
Tough shit.
Top me. I dare you.
Come at me.
Yeah. So it just literally like from the beginning, kind of slowly started becoming a thing, and then now it's just a thing. There are some shows that are a little bit more laid back, like the Vegas clubs, like, you know, like certain nightclubs that are kind of like, they have their people. And they just throw.
Like they have the confetti and the
they
CO2
do
and
it
all
like
the
so
things,
much or whatever. But for festivals, for sure, like I need to be there, and I will plan my schedules around to be there, because sometimes like if I want to visit my family, because I don't live near them, so I have to plan when I'm going to go up north to visit them. If I see a Vegas show, I'll be like, well, this isn't that serious, you know? So that's when I'll like go and visit. But everything else, like for festivals especially, I have to be there. EDC, you best believe.
That was you back there?
Yeah.
Pressing all the buttons, throwing all the fire?
So for major festivals, I will say they're very strict on who presses the buttons.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can imagine it's like a liability
You
thing,
need
right?
you need a certain license.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you have the licenses?
No. My license is my marriage license.
I do.
My
Get
marriage
the fuck out
license.
the way.
By the state of California, I can do this shit.
I'm gonna pull it up like this.
My dog said I can and officiated it.
My dog, my witness. That is
Yeah.
So were you able to do it at EDC? And like
I was by cueing the girl. Thankfully, this past EDC, it was a girl. It was a girl that was pressing the buttons. Like, shout out to her, whatever her name is. She was a boss. But I was next to her, and it was so easy to communicate, because sometimes it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she was great. Like I would tell her, like, okay, like in the next song, like this is what we'll do, or okay, this song for sure, like for the second drop, like, you know, like I'll cue them. Like I'll cue them how it should be.
You're the manager. You got it all down.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite festival to like be at or work at, I guess?
Dang.
Where do I start?
I know, right?
Favorite festival? Oh my God. This is going to sound so like, oh, of course she's going to say that. But EDCs are always great, you know, especially this very last one. I had such a great experience being backstage queuing the SFX, because it's not usually that easy, especially in Vegas. But EDC, like Mexico and other places, is usually pretty easy. Like, and there's such huge festivals, so many people. And to know that, like, to see it like from front of house, like the energy. And when the SFX go off, it's just amazing. Yeah. So I would say, EDCs have been probably my favorite. Yeah. Recently, Vegas topped it off.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It must be like a whole different vibe though. Like when we go to festivals, obviously we see it in a whole other different level than you do, because you're kind of going as like your job, right? This is what we need to do, versus we're kind of going as like, this is my escape.
Party.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do anything but vibe. So like, do you still see it as like that kind of party scene for you, like kind of a release, or do you like, is there a blockade now where it's like, this is my job, this is what I have to do? Yeah.
To be honest, I don't see it too much as party time. I don't.
It's a job.
It's a job.
It work. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a nerve-wracking job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I know there's an EDC coming up, I don't think like, oh, hell yeah, like we're going to party. No, I think like, I got to get this right.
Yeah.
And we will go over the set, like, or whatever, like he's planning to play. Like if there's anything new, like I will ask him like, okay, like, cause I want to get it right, you know, like I feel like the SFX are a big moment in sets, you know? So it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. So I don't feel that party vibe until after. But usually after, we just go home.
Yeah. Like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
But there's just so much energy like projecting back at you. It's like, I can imagine it's just like so emotionally draining.
And the worst thing is like not getting a cue right. And I'm like, ugh, like.
No one noticed.
No one notices.
As a crowd.
That's what I wish.
And the crowd, or maybe you.
I think
like you, because you know the cues and you know where it's supposed to be. Yeah. I think you're a little bit more hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But as someone in the crowd, we don't know where you're gonna put the cue. We don't know where the effects are gonna be, where the CO2 is gonna be. Okay. We just see the we just see everything go and we're like, literally. Do it again.
Not even the drop of fire. Like,
Do you guys have like a ritual or something that you guys do before the show?
Oh, yes. Yeah. All the time nos persinamos.
Okay.
Like lo persino a él and he will to me too. So nos persinamos. There's times when it's a little hectic and it's just like, okay, go.
Here, bye.
Yeah. It's like we don't get to do it, but that's usually like something that makes me feel so much better. Like to persinarlo, because you just never know. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm very overprotective of him. I'm like, I hope everything goes well. Yeah.
Well, especially being in the limelight like that, there's just so much energy. I'm huge on energies. If you haven't told, if you can't tell, but it's just like so much energy is being projected on you, on your family, and it's just like el mal del ojo. Yeah, you know, it's just one of those like.
Like you said earlier about saying things like before it happens. Like I've recently became really like a believer in that. You know,
I told nobody that you guys were coming today.
No,
I found you, and then our other co-host Jesus, and like my suegra. And my dad, because I had asked for time off. But other than that, I was like, nobody's going to know that you guys are coming today. Because I'm just...
My mom was like, I'm just going to go like stand outside your window. Like, you see that Kim Kardashian meme where she's just like, you know?
Because I just didn't, like, we're just so big on energies. Where it's like, I just didn't want anything to go wrong.
To, like, stop this
and that's typically how it is with guests. We're just like, you know, keep it kind of down low. And like, once it comes out, it comes out. Because it's just like, you never know. And like, truthfully, like the house gets saged before and after. Like there's just so much behind that. That's why I ask, because I'm just like, I always love to know like what people do before and after like their big moment, you know?
Yeah. I grew up very religious. So to me, like at least persinándote, like you should be good. Like me persino like before driving.
Yeah.
You know, and
you guys did something at the Catedral Mexico City, right?
Oh, yeah, La Basilica?
Yeah.
Yeah. We visited it last year, not this year, but last year for EDC Mexico. That time that we were there. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible. Like, I grew up Catholic, and to me, it was just such a special moment. Like, yeah, it was amazing. Like, we took one of our security guards, like, till this day talks about it. Like, Eric will send me, like, or he'll show me a message that he told him, that the security guard told Eric, like, oh, I'm remembering about this time. It really changed him being there. Like, it really, like, made him feel a certain way, and it's so special. I don't know. It was beautiful.
It was kind of, like, bouncing off of the idea, like, Michelle, a few years ago, how did you define success back then to kind of now?
Success, I would think. Back then, I would think like, yes, honestly, like success, like not worrying about like bills, not worrying about, you know, things like that. But now, success, and it's so cliche. Oh my God, I hate to say this. Like, but it really is about like just happiness, you know, like. It's so cliche, but
but it's
cliches
but it's like
exist for
not
a reason.
So much about money, but like health.
Yeah.
Health and happiness like is what 100%. Means so much to me. Like for me, like I just care about like taking care of our health. Like I always like when I see like my husband overworking himself, I'm like, dude, take a break, you know, like health is so important to me because I want to spend as much time with him as possible.
Yeah.
As much time. Like, And that's why for me, like nutrition, like I don't see it so much as like losing weight and everything, but just like getting some greens inside your body, you know, like getting something in just to spend as much time together as possible. So yeah, like I said, back then, like I would think like, you know, like you got to get a good job. You got to, you know, get a good house, and have money and not, you know, and that's still like, you know, obviously like that's still important. You know, that's still like a goal, course, but like the main thing is like just, I think health is like, you can't beat that, you know.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth, exactly.
What's next for you? Like, do you have any projects in line or anything that like you've been wanting to work on or like start doing?
I think for me it's just these vlogs, you know, these like little like, you know, day in the life, just these little things. I really want to continue it, and I really want to get better at just not letting my own personal emotions get in the way, because I'll be like, I'm tired, I don't want to record. You know, like I want to get better at that. And yeah, and one thing that's like a big part of my life is my fitness. Like not a lot of people know about this, but fitness is a huge part of my life. Huge. Like every day I try to make sure I get a workout in somehow. Well, not every day. Like I know, you know, I have my breaks, but maybe doing something with that, you know. Yeah. Nothing set in stone. This is just me, like, I guess.
Maybe you could show like your day in life of working out.
Exactly, yeah.
What your day looks like when you wake up and go to the gym. And yeah, like I have a list of ideas I could send you. Because I had all these things I wanted to do too, and I just like never really did, you know. But it's so much fun too. Like as long as you're having fun with it also, you know.
Yeah. So, exactly.
That's good. That's exciting. I'm excited to watch the TikToks and the reels of the day in the life and the vlogs.
I know we went through all your TikToks. I was like, I need more.
If you don't see me posting, message me. Be like, hey, call me out. She might take a few days to answer, but I'm gonna. She'll reply.
2 or 3 business
a week
days.
later, I'll be like, oh shit, sorry.
I know we have like a little fun rapid fire question set up, segment set up. But before we get into that, I just would love to know, like, I'm trying to like figure out a way how to word this, but so like some of the like past lessons that you've learned or the current lessons, like your key lessons that you've learned now that you wish you would have known earlier, or maybe like when starting this whole journey. Like what are those lessons, and like maybe some just like aprendencias, you know, like just in the past few years, or anything that you could like leave the listeners with that would some type of motivation or just what you've learned.
I think one of my main things is just not caring about what other people think.
Okay.
It's probably like
that's huge.
Yeah.
A big thing that for me, like I said earlier, like I think that's what's held me back a lot. And I think it's, like I said, from what I came from or whatever, like, just don't worry about what other people think. Yeah. And I'm still working on that, you know, but don't worry about what other people think. Who cares? Post it, you know, post that thing, post that video, post it, or do it, you know, do like, I don't know.
Or vive con huevos or whatever.
Vive con huevos, exactly.
Whatever those one people say
whatever
on that one podcast.
That one podcast. I forgot where I heard that from.
Yeah. And we talk about that a lot too. It's just like one of those, like, people are going to talk shit. People are going to support. Yes. Like, you're going to have your fair share of everything. Exactly. But as long as it's making you happy or it's something that you want to be doing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As long as it makes you happy. Like, as long as, like, it's something that if you see, like, if you post and it makes you happy, do it. Do it. You know? Like, do it.
Well, that's the biggest thing. I think whatever you post should be consumable to you.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what makes it successful.
Yeah. Should we get into the rapid fire?
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Michelle, there's not a lot about you online, you know, so we just have to figure this out.
I'm telling you, we need our lawyer.
Quick answers, quick questions. All right, we're gonna start. You want to do them all?
Stop.
You go.
All right. Go to fast food.
Oh, In-N-Out.
Fuck yeah. That answers the other one. But your hype song.
Ooh, Me Caes Muy Bien. currently.
I love that
Yeah,
song.
that was beautiful.
It's so funny because like recently Mario was like, oh, I love this song, like the whole story behind it. But when we went to a music festival in Cancun not too long ago, well, 2020
years ago,
actually, he came back with COVID.
Fun fact.
And my caption was "Me caes muy bien," and like it wasn't because of the song or anything, but like now that I relate it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it.
I think what my favorite thing about that song is like there's so much reference obviously to you, and then the reference to like 5 more hours, and then the Valentine's
the actual story, because 5 hours is not like doesn't tell you much,
but there's just so much that ties into that song, and it's just such a beautiful song. Honestly, congratulations, bro.
Mario's a simp.
I am. I'm a huge simp. But that song, it just brings me so much joy. I like listen to it, and it's like I just want to hug my girl.
Your go-to taco order?
Oh, al pastor con todo.
Yeah, con todo. Favorite movie?
Oh, Lion King.
No way.
Love
What's your
Lion
favorite scene in Lion King?
Oh my god, it's like the worst, but the best. Like, because it makes me cry every time
When he's dying, when Mufasa's dying.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me why we have a friend. Shout out Marley and Andy Canchola. She asked me the other day, like, who was your cartoon crush? And I was like, well, I've never been asked this before. She's like, but it can't be like a person cartoon. It has to be like something else, like an animal or something, right? And so she was like, Mufasa. And I was like, all right. She was like, but the scene, like where he's about to die, like the muscles. And I was like,
she's like, when he's struggling and you just see all the definition. I was like, oh my God.
I was like, the details. I was so concentrated and crying during that scene. Like, what do you mean, the muscles? So I just died. That is so.
It was like the Grinch scene. The muscles. His muscles.
All right. Moving on. Favorite amusement park.
Amusement park. Ooh, I don't go to many.
So
we
gotta
Six
fix
Flags.
this.
Yeah.
Really?
I really don't go to. No, I've never really been to Disneyland other than grad night.
Well, the last I stumbled into that conversation.
Yeah.
Where
We have
she's
to
like,
go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
I love
I
Disneyland.
haven't been to Disneyland. like with friends or anything like that. No. Well, grad night, like I said, but still, it wasn't the same.
That's
Do you want
crazy.
to go to Disneyland with me?
Yes, let's go.
For years, I had the Disney pass, and like 2 years ago, we decided
stopped,
not to renew it, and it's been the worst 2 years.
When is
of
the
my
best
life.
time to go though?
October and December. Halloween is like my favorite, but you can't go wrong with Christmas. But you have to go like the first 2 weeks of December, because then after that
It's
it
too
just
busy?
gets packed. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I hate going when it's hot.
Oh yeah, so like the summer's
I
not a
would
great
think,
time.
yeah. Okay.
That's why like October gets great, because like the weather's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
it'll be hot like midday, but then it kind of like cools down and stuff. So
Okay. So we're going in
Halloween.
December.
Yeah, we're going in
Yeah, we're
December,
going
Early
December.
December.
All right, we'll send you a message. Least favorite amusement park.
Well, damn, I don't even know.
It's like I haven't been to many.
She just says the most random. SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Legoland.
I literally have not been to any. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Can we skip that?
Busch
Yeah,
Gardens.
we can skip it. Busch Gardens.
I can't give a valid response to that one.
Hot or iced coffee?
Iced.
Go to coffee order.
Ooh. Brown sugar shaken espresso.
Oh my God.
Fuck yeah. Yes, that's the best. I even make them at home. Top 3 favorite artists besides De Oro.
Oh, shit. Okay. Chalino Sanchez.
Okay. Love him.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, okay.
Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah.
Multicultural. The best. Sweet, salty, or spicy treats?
Sweet.
All right. I think I know the answer to this one, but we have it written down. In-N-Out or Whataburger?
In-N-Out. Okay, if you say Whataburger, you're lying.
In-N-Out's
Okay,
the
I'm
best.
sorry. But
Wait.
No, don't
now
say
I wanna
sorry. This
know,
is the way you
what's
feel.
What's your
Like, come
In-N-Out
on.
order?
Ooh, okay. Okay, so I don't like the cheese.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I
So
know.
you just
So I
get a
don't like the
burger.
cheese. So I get a hamburger with chopped chilies, mustard fried, whole grilled onions.
Mustard fried?
Hold on, that
Yeah.
one's new to me.
Mustard fried, it just gives it a little bit more flavor in the patty. And then they also add pickles automatically.
We
gotta
Unless you
try
say
that.
no pickles.
We also
Yeah.
do whole grilled onions, but I
Yeah.
hadn't heard of mustard fried.
Mustard
Okay.
fried.
Huh.
I love pickles, so
Regular with bread, not protein style.
not protein style.
Okay.
No. If I'm gonna have it in I'm also gonna get a shake and fries it.
I can't do the protein style. It's
I
so
actually
messy
love the
to
protein
eat. I
style.
don't
It's
Just
like it.
Dude,
It doesn't feel fulfilling.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I get that, but I am a protein style girly.
Oh, you
but
are?
truthfully, like I love the crunch of the lettuce.
Oh, got it.
I like the bread too. So when Mario and I started dating, he showed me the extra toasted bun,
Oh,
Yeah, you can.
You have to
extra
try it.
toast the
Wait,
bun,
tell me
yeah.
and
about
that I will have it. I just was never crazy about the In-N-Out bread. I was like,
Oh, okay.
it's whatever. And so
Okay.
the protein style did enough for me, you know.
That's fair.
But the extra toast, I was like, okay,
That's where
I
it's
can
at.
get behind this.
Okay, I'm gonna try that
so
next
you have
time.
to try it next time. We'll
Okay.
try the what is it?
mustard fried.
Mustard
Mustard
fried,
fried.
and you'll
Uh-huh.
try the extra toast bread.
Extra toasted. Got it.
Okay.
Or tomorrow after.
Or right now,
right now.
after this. I'm a little hungry.
My stomach is growling a little bit.
Wings, flats or drums?
Flats.
Fuck yeah. I
like
flats.
drums.
I hate drums.
Love drums.
Your biggest fear?
Ooh, flying.
Flying.
Really?
Like on planes and stuff? Really?
No, ni modo que ella amor.
What?
I fly at night sometimes.
I mean, you could. Paragliding or something.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just gonna fly the fuck out of here.
I'll be back.
Okay. So how do you deal with like the long flights?
I
Like,
sleep.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's been quite a while since we've been traveling that now, like, como que me arrulla.
okay.
Like, just sitting on the seat, I get sleepy. It's
As soon
weird.
as the plane gets on like the little runway, I knock
Yeah.
Yes.
out.
like
Oh
the
my God,
plane hasn't
same.
even
Yeah.
left. and I'm
Yeah,
sleeping.
same. And yeah, I don't have time to think.
That's funny. Random skill or fact very few people know about you.
I can bake. Cooking, yeah, baking. Cooking, baking, yeah.
That's funny. I actually had my own baking business at one point.
Vodka pizza.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I make
us-
And
the
we're here hungry as hell.
Tell
okay.
us about that. I have flour.
okay.
I also have vodka.
And if we don't, we'll just splash some Gran Malo on this shit. Fuck it.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Tamarindo pizza.
No, I'm literally known to make the vodka pizzas. Like, we actually just did our backyard, like, because it was just like all like dirt for a while. And we put a pizza oven in because
love
I'm
that.
so like well known in our friend group and family that I make vodka pizza. So we got a pizza oven. So
Wait, what's in your vodka pizza? I need
Vodka.
to know.
That's just,
Lots
so
of
it's,
vodka.
You know
it's
that-
literally vodka, but the sauce is just so good. Like, it's a vodka sauce. I first tried this vodka pizza in New York. The place is called Ruby Rosa. First time I tried it, I could not stop eating it. I was like, this is fucking amazing. And I have to learn. So I did my research, and this was years ago before vodka sauce was a thing. I don't know if you've heard of like vodka pasta.
Yeah. It's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, like, yeah. So that sauce, but in pizza and just like with some cheese, add pepperoni to mine. And it's so good. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I know.
I know, I'm like hungry too.
starving.
I know, I'm starting to.
All right.
Y'all
all
eat
right.
all the
Vodka
chips,
pizza.
huh?
We're going. Michelle's inviting us over for vodka
Yeah.
pizza.
Yes. Hey, you guys are welcome to my backyard.
Thank you so much.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh. I think teleportation.
Yes.
Just because I would visit my family so often.
Yes.
Like, hey, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Bye.
Aquí estoy.
Yeah.
With the vodka pizza.
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay. Love that. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which would it be and why?
Dang, I never thought about this. I would say a puppy.
A
well taken care of.
house dog. Hell yeah.
A puppy, yes, because I'm well taken care of. But I'm also kind of like afraid. I'm like people I don't know. I don't know how to like, But I can be friendly if you're friendly. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know.
Respect that.
Best friends.
I love that. What is your most toxic trait?
Oof. My
most toxic trait.
I can be. I need to love myself a little bit more. I need to be. Yeah. My toxic trait is putting my own self down. I need to like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little self-awareness here.
I will.
At least I'm aware, right?
Yeah.
I know, for real. That's really solid though. The
Yeah.
fact that you could just admit that, you know, and like know that you just need to work on that. And
Yeah.
I think you are working on it. Based on our conversation that we've had all of today, I think that you're definitely working
Almost
on that.
definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. What is a purchase you've blown too much money on and regret it?
That's a tough question. Because I was gonna say like makeup, but no, I don't regret it.
Then maybe there's
Yeah,
nothing.
maybe there's nothing. No regrets.
No, what is it called when you have like
Buyer's
buyer's remorse?
Yeah, I don't think I have buyer's remorse.
All right.
To be honest, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
No, I don't.
You have control of your finances. We
Yeah.
love a girl that has control.
I'm not a big like, big brand kind of like person, like top.
I find the dupes for everything.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. So
Lululemon
like,
dupes. Hell
yeah.
yeah. Sign me up.
Amazon. We have all the
Amazon.
links.
Yeah. We have all the links.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That concludes our rapid fire.
rapid
Do you have
fire.
any other ones?
No.
All right. That was it.
The only thing is I am going to throw a curveball at you. So before we start wrapping things up, I always prep the guest for the last question. But because Michelle has nothing online. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So private.
No,
It's
yeah.
okay. There's
no, honestly,
nothing
so
wrong with that.
the way I look at podcasting now is like we're kind of like immortalizing ourselves, right? I like
Oh, yeah.
I like kind of giving this example of like in 10, 15 years from now, I can show my kids, it's like, hey, look, I was kind of handsome. Or I can show them this podcast. It's kind of like a way of like our old family films,
Yeah.
right? Not many people have this opportunity to do this. So
Or like Eric with his music.
Yeah.
Like immortalized.
it's like kind of just immortalizing yourself, putting a piece of yourself online. So I kind of want to give you the space or the opportunity to give either future Michelle on the Oro, future Michelle de Oro and the kids, or just yourself an opportunity to give yourself a message and kind of time capsule it for yourself. Take as much time as you need. The beauty of editing. So don't feel pressured, but feel pressured. No, I'm just but no, I'm just kidding. No. But I do want to give. I like giving people this kind of opportunity of like, I want to look back at this and be like, I've grown from this. Kind of like the same question that Paulina had earlier, where it's like, if you saw yourself 15, 10 years from Michelle today, it's like, did you picture your life the way it is now? So like 10, 15 years from now, what kind of message do you want to give?
Okay. I think it would be, it's kind of going to tie into what I've said before. If that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
But basically, I think just telling her not to worry about what other people say. Like, kind of like, do your thing, boo. Yeah. Do your thing, boo. Don't care about what others say. I don't know.
No, that's fine. That's completely fine. Now we're kind of wrapping things up a little bit. Does that kind of tie in to the question that I always ask? Is like, if you could give younger Michelle a piece of advice, at what age would you go back to and what would you say?
I think
you could give a range too. Like, it doesn't have to be like super specific.
Yeah, I think somewhere in high school, maybe. Like, yeah, I think it would tie into like what I keep saying. I think that's like my main issue. Like, just kind of like, don't like, do what you feel like is what you want to do, even at that moment. Like, if you want to change that like later, then that's fine. But I think I was just too afraid of like about what other people would say that like I wouldn't even go into whatever it was that I wanted to do. But I think it's just like, I think it ties in. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, that's perfect. I think it gives off a really good message. Just, you know, a lot of people just get caught up in what other people would say. And it could be what your best friend would say. It could be what your parents would say. Or it could be what the stranger you've never met on the internet would say. You know?
Yeah.
And
it can be like with any project, like us with the podcast or the clothing brand. It was like, maybe I told somebody, this is what I want to do. And it's like, oh, you're not going to go anywhere. Yeah. And maybe I just stuck with that message or that este pensamiento. Like 1,000 other people could have told me you're gonna do great, but that one negative comment was gonna stick with me forever.
And that's what I'm saying, like in high school, because like I remember I wanted to be a veterinarian, but then like someone would say like, oh, well, do you want to put like dogs down? I'm like, no, you're right.
The reason I didn't become a vet was because I was like, wait, I have to like kill the animal? Like I could never.
Who cares? Like if I don't know. There's just certain things like, or a teacher, like I started off in liberal studies, like I said, like for me, it has a lot to do with like my own careers that I thought I wanted to do, but I wouldn't do it because of certain comments, certain things. Like, so for me, that's such a big thing. Like just do what you want to do, you know, like do what you want to do. Follow your heart. Doesn't matter what other people say. Like, just fucking do it.
And it'll always be enough as long as you enjoy it. You know, like I can relate. Like the teacher comment is like, well, they never make enough money.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But does that really matter? Like if you really enjoy what you're doing and like truly at the end of the day feel fulfilled with it, you know, or like the veterinarian thing. Like, you could put a bunch of animals like down, but you could also be saving so many lives.
See,
you know,
someone
like,
could just tell me that. No, but you know, it balances out or whatever.
It does. I agree. I think that's a great piece of advice, just because we all get so wrapped up in what other people have to say, and I think we can all work on not worrying about what other people have to say. You know.
Or like Vive con Huevos or whatever.
Or whatever.
Vive con Huevos or something like that.
They're kind of cool.
Whatever they say.
Whatever they say on that one podcast. Well, Michelle, honestly, it's been an honor. This conversation has been amazing. I can't thank you enough for being here today.
We could definitely keep going.
Yeah, we could definitely keep going. Honestly, this platform is here for you. If you ever bored and you're in San Diego, just let us know. Just shoot us a DM. I won't take 2 to 3 business days.
I know you won't, but
feel free to take 2 to 3 business days.
But you feel free. If you want to let the people know where they can find a little bit more about you, your new projects coming up, whatever it is, TikTok, Instagram, all the good stuff, YouTube, whatever it is that you're doing, just feel,
Yeah. I mean, you can find me like probably tagged in one of Dioro's pictures, but
we'll tag you too.
No, but my name is Michelle_Mendoza. That's my maiden name because I'm scared to change it.
So is that the story?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to change my maiden name. I don't know. I've always had it, but like who knows, you know, like I do want to push myself and we'll see where it takes me, and hopefully it takes me somewhere further out, a little bit more and more out of my comfort zone, and hopefully you guys get to see more about me, and so that's it.
It'll definitely take you very far. I already know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what else is in store for you as far as like your personal projects.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're coming out of your shell a little bit more, and you're a lot more available and a lot more accepted to like doing more projects like this.
And thank you guys. The honor is mine, honestly, because you guys pushed me to do this.
Don't make me cry now. Okay?
No,
we're
like,
so excited.
You guys
to see
are
what
like
comes out.
pretty much like my first step in, like, honestly, and thank you so much. You guys will always be like people that are very special to my heart, because you guys are really literally the first thing that I do, and my husband is here to witness, the team is here to witness my first thing. Like the fact that my husband's photographer is taking pictures of me is insane.
We're all
like,
here to support.
So thank you guys. Like, God
Yeah.
bless you guys forever and ever. You guys are amazing.
Well, appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Vive con Huevos.
Yeah.
And if you're free in September next year, feel free. We'll
There's a wedding invite on the way.
I've always
Clear your
wanted to
calendars.
go.
Wait, you've never been to Oaxaca? I have the best excuse.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
But
guys,
yes, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, we're
Thank you,
extremely
guys.
grateful, and truthfully, the feeling is mutual. You know, like I think we're all just out here helping each other, but we're really grateful for you to be here.
Thank
Most
you guys
definitely.
so much. I had the best time.
Michelle, again, thank you so much to you and the team for being here. And guys, como siempre, live your best life, fight your fears. At the end of the day, the only thing that you regret are the things that you did not do. So vive con huevos, guys. We out of here. We love you. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.